Alrighty, folks. Oh, I just realized my light's not on. That's like the one other thing I needed to do. Hey, now we're ready. Welcome on in, everybody. I have not gone live in a long time. Been too long, in fact. Too long. But yeah, how's it going for everybody on this lovely Saturday? It is just a little bit too hot outside, so I definitely had to, you know, turn the fan on. So I'm sorry if there's a little bit of that white noise. Hopefully the background music isn't enough to drown that out. But yeah, how goes it, everybody? I started playing Monopoly Go earlier like a dum-dum head, and then it just, you know, overran my life. As for whatever reason that stinking game does. Also, I'm on 1% on my phone. It was at 20 last I looked. So I need to plug my phone in. Hi, Kyle. How you doing, buddy? Okay. Lots of things have happened. I don't even know exactly how to explain some of this. Do I just start with announcements of stuff, or do I wait on that? I think I'm gonna wait on that a little bit. We are still house hunting, which kind of sucks. Not gonna lie, especially when we live over an hour from where we want to be. Hi, Bri. And, you know, both working all the time. My husband also stepped down into an hourly position, so he's just constantly working all the time to try to make up for the dip in pay. So, yeah, that's fun. And in fact, he's in a whole nother state right now, which is kind of interesting to think about. He's just, you know, working over in a whole nother state. But yeah. So how's it going, Kyle? How's it going, Bri? Either one of you want to send me a request for a showdown battle? I am up for anything, Gen 9s or any other random battles, just as long as I don't have to build a team for it. I would be fine with it. But yeah, it's been a time. I also have cookie dough. Let's see. What else exciting things can I tell you guys that has happened in the last couple weeks? I had a couple mental breakdowns the other day. That was fun. Twice in the same day. So that was fun. Not really. But, you know, it kind of is what it is. So, I'm one of those people who sometimes needs to have the breakdown in order to just get it over with. I don't know if you guys are similar in that regard, but like I could not feel better until I hit rock bottom type deal. And I have noticed a pattern with in the last couple years being a thing. Also, I was very sad. Several weeks ago, I found a really good deal on pants and stuff at Walmart in my size. Moving into a new house, and you're my first stream on Wi-Fi and on my PC. Heck yeah! How you liking the new house? No, I found a really solid deal on pants at Walmart. Like, no joke. I got, I think it was 5 pairs of pants and shorts for me. For less than the price of 1 pair of my husband's jeans. And his jeans are cheaper than ladies' jeans most of the time. So I was like, oh, this will be great. And I tried a pair this morning and they didn't fit, even though they were my size. Like, way too tight. But I was watching it earlier too. I need to actually go like fully listen to the song. The last time I listened to it was, I think, his previous Sleep Lock, when it wasn't finished. So I might have to get that actually. Well, do I just go ahead and buy it because I know I'll love it? Also, I love that my parents texted me last night saying that they're going to a con and they're like, you know, we'll pay for you. We'll pay for your con tickets if, you know, you fly down here. I'm like, come on. I love them, but they're hilarious about that sort of stuff. I mean, I would buy it. It's worth it. Yeah. I mean, it's what? $1.29, I think, is what it is now instead of 99 cents. Here, let's search. Okay. I have all of those. I'm not seeing the new one. I am not seeing the new one, like at all. Hang on. Like, it goes through all the ones that I currently have, and then it's the United States Marine Band, which I'm sure is quite good, but not what I'm looking for. There's also The Rise of Skywalker by Fortnite Gamer. So, I don't know. Hang on. It might help if I take out the space. It does, but the song is not there. Tell Dylan it's not on iTunes that I can find. 'Cause that's no bueno. I want it. It also says I don't have Forever or I'm Finally Free, even though I do. Hang on. Yeah, 'cause there's Forever. And there's I'm Finally Free. I don't understand. Maybe my iTunes needs to be updated or something. I don't know. I'll look probably tonight and see if I can find it. Oh, goodness. Like, I knew Dylan was saying that it was up, but just now looking, it's not. At least, maybe not for me. Which is so fitting that it wouldn't be up for me. I mean, it was saying I didn't have Forever, and I bought that the second I could. Like, come on. It might take a while. Yeah. I mean, I'm not overly concerned. I'll buy the song eventually. Just because I love Dylan's stuff. Like, Scott does such a good job with it. Scott has all of the abilities and talents that I wish I could have. Like, yeah, I was a halfway decent player, but I could never do the mixing and the sound engineering and stuff that he does. I have tried and did a decent job, except the fact that, you know, we were only allowed headphones, and then they played them on professional grade speakers. Hi, Kirsten. Because, like, I tried doing a couple of songs for the channel. I actually wrote several parodies that I think would have worked really well. But I don't think I could have done it. Like, as far as pulled it off. Like, the backtracks and stuff. I can't do it from scratch that way that he can. And it's just incredible. His ability is just through the roof. Isn't it, Bri? Like, I just want to pick the boy's brain. Oh, you know, he is absolutely incredible. And I'm so freaking jealous. It's not even funny. Because you guys have to remember, and I don't know if I've actually really talked about this on the channel, but I went to college in Nashville for music. Yeah, so, like, we went to a studio, did recording sessions, and then, you know, tried to do mixing and stuff on our own. And I did a halfway decent job. I had a good ear for it. I just couldn't figure out how to use the technology properly to get what the sounds that I was wanting to hear. Like if I was trying to get a more rounded sound, I could finagle my way to it, but then it would mess up something else. And I'm like, How? How do they know it's just doing this and just doing this? And like, and how do they manage, okay, if we do a little bit of this, we have to do a little bit of this to compensate. How? I don't get it. I do miss those days of being able to we had a Mac computer lab, which was kind of cool. And they had these cool MIDI keyboards set up at each computer. And we could just work. And it was so fun. I actually worked in the lab as, like, supervision, in a way. Like, I was in charge of locking the door every night and stuff. And, like, it was fun. And I got a lot of work done in that lab. So much work done. Finale stuff. Oh, gosh. All the time. Pro Tools, that was horrible. I hated Pro Tools. But I do miss that sort of stuff. Since I am no longer teaching at the school, I was able to bring my guitar home. So I very well may just pull out my guitar at home. I was a research assistant in college and did so much work there after inputting lab work. Yep. Yep. This is interesting. Okay. I need to get one of my basses fixed, because I think they're both messed up. I do have my acoustic bass. I'll have to look at this stuff. I have not looked at most of my guitars since I moved. Because they've just been kind of shoved in a corner. Because, like, I'm weird about playing music, like, really loudly and stuff. Like, even our TV. The other night, we actually had to turn it all the way up to 40 to try to hear it over the fan. And I was like, our neighbors are going to get so mad. Like, I'm just so nervous about that. And I shouldn't be, because we have one neighbor who just screams the F word all the time. Between the dog and her teenagers, I don't know. She's fussing at somebody. Yeah. He was in the window for the longest. And then when we had to, you know, put the fan into the actual window, he couldn't sit up there anymore because the fan sticks out over the little ledge. So he had to move. And I think my husband just kind of threw him into the box. But yeah, he's chilling back there. The tour chick that May made me is that way there. There's also Latias. I forgot about the Yoda hiding all the way up there. That's funny. There's also a Kropika somewhere. Yeah. There he is. No, I can't. How early, Bri? It's tomorrow. It is tomorrow, but thank you. Yeah, tomorrow is the big day. Yeah. Speaking of tomorrow, I have a surprise for you guys. Any big plans for us? Not to my knowledge. I think we're gonna go out for breakfast. As soon as I can find we have a gift certificate for a local place that was like our first like date spot up here, which was kind of cute. So we're gonna go there, I think, and then go to church. Probably play some D&D. He wants to go to like the movies or something, so I don't know what exactly we'll do. But he actually gave me He gave me one of my presents early because, like I said earlier, I had a little bit of a bad day the other day. And so to help make me feel better, he pulls this out. And so we've been watching. We're currently in the middle of season 2 already. What does he want to say? I have no clue. I don't even know what's out. Teen Titans! Yeah, so it was great. So we have that. So, and we'll do, you know, the gift exchanges and all that. But yeah. So on to the fun part for you guys tomorrow. There won't be a stream, but you will be getting a video. Yeah. So we haven't had a video series on the channel since White Wedlock this time last year. Ran through most of the summer, but it started around this time last year, right when I was prepping for my move, before the wedding and all of that. So you guys will be getting a brand new series starting tomorrow. I only have the first 5 episodes recorded thus far and the first 2 edited and uploaded already. So I'm not sure, like, if there's, if and when the schedule will be, for the series. It may not be a twice a week thing. It may be one, like, it might be one of those, it's like every 2 weeks, somewhere in the mix, you'll get 3. Might be how I do it. Instead of doing, like, you know, every Sunday and Wednesday or whatever, you know. I might do one of those, it's like, it'll be kind of like every 5 days or so. You might get one. That might be how I try to work it. And yeah, so we'll see. It depends on how quickly I can get recording more, because I recorded all 5 of those within like 2 days at the beginning of the month. And I have not been able to record since. Mostly because I got like super sick. That was part of the reason why there weren't very many streams, and most of them had been Masonator. Lately is because he got sick first. He got over it in like 2 days and then just had like a cough. I think he's still got a little bit of that every now and then. I was like down and out for like 3 or 4 days, and then still have trouble breathing through my nose. And I'm like, come on. At this point, it might just be allergies, because allergies are running amok outside and I'm getting destroyed by mosquitoes, and I hate it. Mosquitoes are awful. Mosquitoes are of the devil. Anyway. So yeah, you guys will be getting that sometime tomorrow. I'm not entirely sure of an exact time. I might set it for noon. Noon might be a good time. But I'm not positive, so we'll see. Kind of depends on how I'm feeling. I will try to get it, you know, up and sent out to you guys, you know, before the evening. Because, I mean, it's already sitting in there waiting. It's just, when am I going to do it will be the question. So, yeah. Other than that, there is one other video series in the works. It is a collab. I have no idea when it will be dropping. But, the second we know, we will let you guys know. So, yeah. It'll be fun. This collab was very interesting. We actually still have one more episode to record. And that's it. And we're already done. Which is kind of crazy. And it's a lot. It was a lot to do. We actually had to enlist the help of a full-time editor for it, aka Tyler. We love him. Shout out to Tyler, aka Mystic Fates. He is thebomb.com. So he's getting us those episodes here shortly. And this is definitely the biggest, most ambitious project I have ever done. So, yeah. And it's probably... Actually, there is no probably. It is the most complex series that we've ever done. Like, wedlock is complicated. This one's complex. Other than that, I'm not going to give you guys any hints as to what it is or who it's with or anything like that. Just know that we'll be dropping... I think the last we'd talked about was maybe before the end of June, dropping the first episode. So that'll be fun. I think that might have been thrown out there. I'll go look back and see about that to get a more definitive date. But yeah. I'm trying to think if there was anything else really. We went looking for houses the other day, which was kind of fun, kind of alarming, because pictures never tell the full story when it comes to houses. They really just don't. Like, there was one house that was a really good price. Like, most of the houses around here have been selling for like 200,000. This one was 112. Like, a severe, you know, drop down. But when we got there, we realized why it was so low. The house itself was really small, and there was this whole thing about what kind of wiring it had and stuff. And I got out there all of 5 seconds, and I'm already seeing external issues. And I was like, oh no. So, yeah. That was pleasant. The other one just... It had been like a law office, more of an apartment. And so, like... Well, it was knob and tube, which was like grandfathered in as far as how they do wiring and stuff now. They would never do this now, but they aren't going out of their way to fix it immediately. Like, it's not like a huge fire hazard or anything like that. It's just not how they do things now. So, but the other one that we went to look at, like, it would have been fine if it had been for Ash and Annie a year ago. You know? Like, just moving in together, that sort of stuff. Like, doesn't even have a stove. Like, yeah. Because, like, we could have made that work our first year. Because we've basically made it work here. But no, we can't do... We're trying to expand as far as, like, our total space. Because we have several storage units full of stuff that is not here that we need. Like, when we move and everything. Like, all of my kitchen stuff from my move, pretty much, is still there. Everything that I've been using, pretty much, other than, like, certain appliances, like my Instapot and a couple crock pots and things like that, have been his. And, like, I have a brand new, well, I say brand new, this is actually kind of funny, set of Paula Deen cookware that my mom bought back in, like, 2010. Still in the box. Yeah, so this was actually hilarious. It was probably 2009 actually when she bought it, because my brother was either a junior or senior in high school, and so she found these really good deals on full-blown pots and pan sets of Paula Deen stuff, and it was, I think, a Black Friday deal. And so she bought 2 sets, one for each of us. And she said it'll just stick in the closet until you guys need them. Until you move out on your own, you know, and that sort of stuff. And so I didn't get mine until last year when I moved. And then it went straight into the storage unit and hasn't moved since. So it's basically... Let's see, it's 2023 now, It's essentially 13, 14 years old and never once been used. Which is both shameful and hilarious at the same time. See, I'm less concerned with the stove because we got a 2-spot, like hotspot type deal, and that's been working really well. Plus, I have my Instapot and crock pots and things like that. So I'm fine without the stove. I need an oven. Like, we have a pizza oven that takes up way too much counter space, but it just doesn't work like an oven does. I need an oven. Like, I can't make proper cookies. And you guys know me and my desserts. I love my desserts. I love making cookies. I actually have... This is horrible but hilarious. I literally have a video that I recorded last April. Edited back in like November. Or August, actually. And have had sitting on the channel since then, unlisted, on how to make a Reese's cheesecake. I actually showed Bri. I think I sent it to him because I was like, y'all think this is good? And then I just never actually released the video. I also have all the footage for making butter chicken, and I never did anything with it. I'm so bad about that sort of stuff. But I also have a video that I recorded with Kevin and Ryan back in February of last year that I never finished editing. I don't even know if they remember about that, to be honest with you. But yeah, that just shows you how bad I can be about some of this stuff. I just get so forgetful at times, especially like because I've been stressed lately, and so my brain just has not worked. Straight up. Like, I made a joke to one of the parents that there was a cookout for the school on Friday, or yesterday, I guess. And so I actually popped in for a little bit. And I joked with one of the parents who was Hispanic, so has black hair and stuff. And I said something about I'm just living up to my hair color, and she thought that was just the funniest thing ever. And then I told her, you know, my mom's got really dark, almost black hair, kind of like yours. And I tell her all the time that she's acting like more of a blonde than I am. And she thought that was great. Oh, goodness. So, yeah. I was hoping, you know, once we got settled in and, you know, into a routine that things would get better. But with his routine never being a routine, and then me never having a true routine either, and everything just being so fluctuating and everything, I never got into a rhythm the way that I did previously at my old place with my old job. And it's bitten me. Because, like, I've been at about 600 subs for, what, 6 months now? Almost 5 months? And literally zero growth. It's like, oh, okay. But, like, last year, I think I gained some stupid, like, 300 subs. And, like, I'm not saying, like, oh, I need to be gaining more subs. It's just, it's kind of wild to me that I can go from such good growth when I am in a groove and everything to the second I'm not in a groove, just everything tanking. And it's like, oh, okay. Like, I need to get my butt in gear, but I just can't find a rhythm. And it's honestly frustrating. I don't know if it's frustrating to you guys or not. You know, being just people who are watching the content. But, like, I have missed so much of it, but like recording, for example, doing a solo recording, I have not done in over a year, right? And being able to do that again has felt really good. Like, honestly, I don't know how long this stream will go. We've already been live for right at 30 minutes. Wow, that was on the dot. That's hilarious. But who knows? I might actually record a few more episodes. Shorts are also huge. See, and that's my problem, is all of these shorts have hours and hours and hours of editing in them. It's like they may take only 20 minutes to record, like 7 or 8 of them, but they'll each have hours of editing in them. And I just don't have that kind of time right now. Hopefully come July, when I am no longer working at my current job, that will kind of peter out. And I'll be able to, you know, actually have some more time to work on this sort of stuff. Since the school is over, I'll actually have some Mondays when I'll be able to do some stuff, which is good. I won't have two of them out of 4 in June because of camp, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, so it's gonna be a lot. June's gonna be crazy, and then July's gonna get here and I'm not gonna know what to do with myself. So, and yeah, for those who didn't figure that out, I have to actually tell my boss. I nearly did it yesterday, and then I could not bring myself to it because there was a really hard guilt trip going on. But I will be basically giving my notice here soon, and we'll be finishing up with that job after the first week of July. So, already, just since making that decision, you know, as a couple, because, you know, he's stepped down to an hourly position, so we're not having that super stable income anymore. And mine is so unstable. It's not even funny. Like, there were several weeks that I had no income at all, and then got a $1,000 check, and then got a $500 check. And it's like, okay, no income, and then $1,500 in 2 weeks. It's like, oh my gosh. Like, can we chill, please? Like, something's got to even out somewhere. And there was just high stress involved, and I'm just, for lack of a better term, I'm over it. I'm just done with the stress. Just like he was done with the stress. It's why, you know, he moved to an hourly position and out of a single store, and is now jumping around from store to store, which is kind of cool for him. But yeah, he's already feeling better. I know I'm gonna be feeling better when there's not as much stress. So I will need to be looking for a new job, like, now. I just haven't done that yet. So hopefully with, you know, once camp is over, I'll be able to start dedicating, like, Mondays and stuff to getting a bunch of recordings and maybe some editing done. Like, I edited for the first time in ages these first 2 episodes, and I was so proud. And actually, I was so excited with the ideas that were flowing. I had to actually reach out to Tyler for help. And was like, hey, Ty, you got this clip for me? And he's like, I got you. And then we realized that Hit Film sucks and does not do GIFs. And it was mean. And then Kevin had to help me get a clip off of YouTube and stuff. It was actually kind of funny. But, like, I'm actually feeling creative. And so I'm actually excited to see, you know, upcoming videos and series and that sort of stuff as, you know, we're working through stuff. And I know I've asked this question a few times, both on stream, ooh, excuse me, and in the Discord server. But what are some series and things you would like to see on the channel? Like, I want to get back into shiny hunting. I don't think I want to do it in Scarvi, though. I think I want to go back and do Sword and Shield egg hunts. I really do. Because I think that was kind of where I felt the best about it. So I think I'm going to do that. I think that'll be one set of streams that's going to start rotating here soon. I think we've established that our next long game is going to be Persona 4 Golden. As far as like long, not Pokemon sort of deal. And then I want to do some form of live Pokemon series. I was doing Radical Red, but I've been told that basically where I stopped is kind of where it just drops off a cliff. So if you guys have any suggestions for series and things to do live, I would very much enjoy that. Fan games? I have no problem doing a fan game as long as it's playable on my system. And therein lies the rub. Because, like, I think it's Flux is the new one everybody's playing right now. I'm pretty sure it's done in its own emulator and cannot be played on my computer. You know, and stuff like that. I think Infinite Fusions also is one that has its own. And so I wouldn't be able to do it. It is available. Okay. Bright, you and I need to chat about that, my friend. Because I know nothing about Flux. But I'd be very interested to see. Because, like, the joy of fan games is it brings new life to Pokemon. Because, like, and this is something I really liked about, like, the Glazed. The Pokemon Glazed, for example. It, you know, it had no new Pokemon. It was just the regular sets of Pokemon. They were all kind of mixed up. Short fan game? Okay. It made a new region, which was kind of cool. Added some new elements of stuff. And then it threw you back into Johto, and then it threw you into another region that I never got to because my game crashed. You know? Or my game deleted itself, technically. The save did. Because it was on my phone. That tells you how long ago that was. But, like, I've done Flora Sky on the channel and stuff like that. I'm not super big into, like, the fake mons exactly. They're kind of cool. But I like using the things that are already there and improving upon them, you know? Like, honestly, I might do Glazed. Because I never got to finish it. I think I have that one. Let me take a look here. Things might get a little wonky for a second. Where is it? Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Okay. Let's get rid of that one. Let's come over here. Where's my gaming folder? There it is. Fan made. Yep, I do have it. So I could do Glaze right now. It'd be the Blaze Glaze, which I think is just an updated version. I don't think there's anything else special about it compared. I also have the regular Glazed as well. The one fan game I will never recommend is Rocket Strike. Mostly because it's so glitchy. And it literally jumped me back like 4 gym badges in the middle of a match. Like, I was in the middle of a fight, and then all of a sudden it glitched me back to right after Brock. And I was like, oh, you suck. Sweet was really hard. I remember that because they weren't, like, because they weren't the right typings. And so things just kind of were doing their own thing, and I was very, very confused. I've played Ash Gray. I think I did Crystal Clear. Yeah, I think that's one I've done. I did Light Platinum. I did Liquid Crystal. I know that. So I don't think I did Crystal Clear. I know I did Liquid Crystal. And I'm pretty sure it was Rocket Strike was the one that glitched on me. But yeah, I have all of those. I have done Ash Gray. Because that's the one that's based on the anime, right? Yep. I have not done Red Chapter. I have it. It might need to be up. It might need... It maybe need... I can't English right now. It might need to be updated. There we go. Words are hard. Because it says last modified May 12th of 2020. Yeah, I might need to get an updated version of it, but could look into that. Oh, that's right. Crystal Clear is the open world one that we did. And now I got stuck shiny hunting the stupid tree. That is actually hilarious. I totally forgot about that. I appreciated Light Platinum for being difficult. I do remember that one being difficult. I don't know. I just put it on a random. I put the moods as being funky, dramatic. And this is what it's come up with, and I'm kind of okay with it. This one is considered dramatic, not funky. Interesting. But yeah, so I can definitely look into doing one of those. Oh, I do have these. Oh, that's right. Anyway, so I'm definitely looking for some suggestions. We might be able to work on some stuff because, like, I don't know about most of these newer games and stuff. If it's been around for about 3 or 4 years, I've probably played it. The exception of, like, Inclement Emerald and stuff like that. But if it's been around since probably pre-COVID, I've probably played it. Yeah, I tried Uranium. I did not get very far because, you know, Mac. it was a time trying to get that to work. And I think at the end of it, I just never played it. Because I had to help somebody try to get theirs to work. And that was like a 6-hour ordeal that should not have been that long. But yeah. Sure. Oh, did I leave those in the car? I did. I'll have to bring those up next time then. One of our teenagers is really sweet. She's the one, pops in chat all the time. But she gave me like a tin of Pokemon cards and a couple packs and stuff the other day. So I'm going to have to open those up on stream probably at some point. But yeah. Does anybody actually want to do any Showdown battles? Because I kind of have an itch. I don't know if you guys get this, but like there are certain times when I just kind of have an itch to do like competitive style Pokemon, like Showdown and stuff like that. But like I always do, whenever I do one of these streams where I you know, even anticipate doing Showdown, I do one Showdown fight. Hi Unison. I do at least one Showdown fight so that way I can get, you know, everything all squared away and everything. And this Joker, I got 2 mons in and he forfeits. Like, come on. I had a Scream Tail, and he didn't see a single other mon of mine. Oh, goodness. How's it going, Uni? You just woke. I'm jealous. Because I had been up since like 6:30 this morning. Finally on summer vacation? Heck yeah. No, we woke up at like, his alarm I think went off at about 6:30 this morning. And he took off shortly thereafter and I just laid in bed for another hour or two. And then got up, gathered up all the laundry, ran down the street to the ran to the gas station, get some food, then went to laundry, did a bunch of laundry, then went grocery shopping, which entirely consisted of everything on my list. I was kind of proud. Except I didn't get exactly the kind of razors I wanted. I got 2 things of water bottles, some Gatorades, and a spray version of like anti-itch stuff for these stupid bites. Had 1 week of break before I start work again for summer fun. Oh, goodness. But I have a trip this month. Ooh, where are you going? Because that sounds like fun. We are not going anywhere other than camp and stuff as far as I know over the next month. And that is enough of an adventure. Oh, that's awesome. Hey, you're coming stateside. I know technically Hawaii is a state, but it's not one of the 48 contiguous states, and so it feels weird to not say you're coming stateside, you know? Even though it's like, well, technically he's always been in the state. Finally leaving the rock. That is actually hilarious. Have you ever actually left Hawaii, or no? Oh, goodness. No. Just, I mean, like, have you gone to visit anywhere else? Because, like, growing up, because South Carolina was a fairly small state, and we had family in Tennessee, and to get to the nearest amusement park, you technically had to go to the South Carolina, North Carolina border. You have family in Oregon. Oh, okay, cool. But, so, like, And we would go to Augusta, Georgia a fair bit. That was a fairly common occurrence growing up. But, like, we didn't really adventure past those 3 states. Oregon, Michigan, Chicago, Canada, Italy, and Japan. Dude, I'm freaking jealous. I didn't leave the East Coast for the longest. Because, like, Tennessee and Kentucky technically are not East Coast, but they kind of get lumped in with the coast, so it's kind of weird. But that was pretty much as far west as I had ever gone until college, when we went over to Indiana. Oh, that would be great, Bri. Dude, I'm freaking jealous. My high school band was lucky that we went to Carowinds. Like, come on. Or Charleston. Anyway. Where was I going with this? It made me lose track of thought. Oh, we went to Indiana we just went to one of the girls' houses. Like, her family was from Indiana. Her parents still lived there. And they were like, let's do a weekend trip over there. So we did. And I had family in Pennsylvania for a while that we would go see. And I have family in New York state, not New York City, that we tended to go see every other year for Christmas, with the exception, of course, with COVID. And I didn't go this year because of just all the crazy mess and lack of funds and stuff like that. Jeez, I'm so jealous, Unison. I have never left the country. One of our winter trips to New York, we went to Niagara Falls, but we had to stay on the state side of the falls because none of us had passports. None of us coming up, I should say, had passports. My dad and my brother were able to go for a short period of time into Canada when they went on their baseball tour. They went up to Toronto. That's where they went. To go see a baseball game. So they were there basically for like 24 hours. And they were allowed to do it because there was like a 45, 90-day window before they changed to you had to have a passport, period, and a discussion to go across the border. And they managed to just sneak in because they were only going for 24 hours. Italy was crazy because our first day was just touring. We were all dead tired by dinner and we struggled to stay up for a 6-course meal. Anyway. You do realize, like, one of my dream vacations is to go to Tokyo, to go to Japan. And my husband really wants to go to Rome. So you hit both of us. I just want the food, to be perfectly honest with you. I want authentic food. Like, I feel like we can get fairly close to authentic Italian food here. But I feel like they quote unquote white it down somehow when it comes to like Japanese food. Mostly because we don't eat like octopus all the flippin' time or anything the way that they do, you know. I wanted to go to Rome and Greece for mythology reasons. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I ate so much raw fish and sushi when I was there. Yeah. Like, I'm not a big fish fan. I like shellfish quite a bit, but I still prefer it cooked. Like, oh. There was a restaurant that we used to go to all the time, and I would get sushi and hibachi and stuff like that there. I took Kevin and Will there when they came down. And the only rolls I would ever get were shrimp and or crab. Because it was cooked. Like, I would be willing to try it, but, like, the one time I actually had, like, a proper sushi roll, was in Nashville, actually. It was an eel roll, and never again. That was the most disgusting thing. It tasted so bad. Like, I don't like fish because it tastes too much like fish. It's part of the reason why I prefer the small scallops versus the big ones. Because the bigger ones taste too much like fish. Eels are so good though. It was so bad. I think I can rough guess what you're trying to say there, bud. But yeah, like, just no. I can't do that. I can't. Like, the one time that I have had catfish and liked it was actually in New Jersey. We were a part of this really cool, eel's your favorite seafood? Dude, gross. Sorry. You can have that opinion. I think it's, no. I don't like lobster either, actually. I did not care for lobster the one time I had it. I would much rather have shrimp or scallops, which are noticeably cheaper. But anyway. Hey, Papulio man. But where was I going with this? Oh, poop. Oh, when I was in New Jersey, we were part of a Good Friday service. It was a community thing where they brought in, you know, people from every church in the area and stuff like that to take part in this service. And not to be, you know, stereotypical or anything like this. And I don't mean this to be rude. I'm just trying to explain. The ladies who were cooking were black, and they knew how to cook. Oh my goodness, that was some of the best daggum catfish I've ever had in my life. Most expensive meal in Japan was like $10. Jealous? Dude, I spent $12 at the gas station this morning. And my drink wasn't even $2. But yeah, no, it was some of the best catfish, because they did fried catfish and they had rice and stuff to go with it. I don't remember everything else. I just remember that catfish being so good because I've always hated fish. Hi, Kev. So that was kind of interesting. Actually, I'm curious, Kevin. I saw your post last night before, whenever it was, about all the things you haven't had because you can't have dairy. What all things are you predominantly doing right now? Our country isn't in a good spot right now? Yep. I don't know what's coming June 5th, and I don't want to know at this moment because it's probably just going to make me mad. Yeah, politics is something that gets under my skin, and I very much don't like to have political conversations with anyone aside from my husband. There's a meteor coming. That would probably help. Hi, Kev. No, you're fine, Unison. Don't worry about it. I just like to make that disclaimer.
Hello.
Hi. A lot of the reason for why I don't tend to talk politics is because I know that I have a lot of differing opinions from most of the people in my chats, and I know that. Hi, Bray.
I mean, it's also good to say stuff. We talk about controversial news, but a lot of people.
First off, not a single word of that was understandable. Second off,
politics is a very controversial thing to talk about anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just... the last thing I like to do is make people mad at me.
That's fair.
And so if I can openly avoid the one thing that I know is going to make people mad at me, I tend to do that.
So what was it you were asking me about my post?
Oh, I was asking, like, well, I saw the list of things that you haven't been able to eat and stuff because you're avoiding
Right.
dairy. So what have you been doing predominantly? Like, I know
I
you
mean-
can't throw a PB&J together, but
Right.
because of your allergies,
mean-
so.
To be fair, I'm still eating normally. I'm just being cautious with, because a lot of the stuff that's in it. So like if it's dairy straight up itself, so like the cheese, the milk, the yogurt, and all that stuff,
Yep.
it's best not to have. But if it's in it, like in a dessert or cookies or snacks, whatever,
You've been fine.
it's fine. As long as it's not like cheese flavored snacks or stuff like that, because that obviously has cheese on it.
Yeah, Papolia, man, that's exactly what happens. That's why I don't tend to do that.
But what I've been doing basically is just sandwiches and burgers. I don't get cheese on it. Easy
Okay.
enough. I haven't done anything chicken parm related. I probably just same thing, just don't put the cheese on it, just pasta and chicken. So
Well, like I was gonna say something, I forgot what it was. Anyway, one of the things like that we used to do growing up is those like Tyson chicken patties that you can get.
yes.
Like we would cook those up and chop them up and throw them on a salad.
Yeah, I could definitely do that too. I'm not against salads at all.
Yeah, and my favorite kind of burger is a barbecue burger.
Oh yeah.
And those are hit or miss whether they have like cheese on them at all. Welcome on in, DJ Hato's radio show, as well as the Rabbit Dude. And sorry, Unison, go get some food.
The thing is, and I'll say this, because I went my first 12 years of my life not eating dairy because I was really alert with then, I'm used to it in a way. Like the fact that the last 10 years of my life lately, I've been having cheese and all that with my stuff. But it's not like it's bad. So like the only things I've noticed that's been real bad, hard for me to not eat is pizza.
Repeat the end of that.
Pizza.
Yeah.
Now, I will say that yesterday we actually came up with a little bit of a solution, but an idea. So we had a little family thing last night. My mom's best friend, who basically like an aunt to us, came over, and they were talking for a bit, and I left shortly after game night, and I went just chatted, but my mom got pizza and all that. So we talked. I was like, don't forget, I can't have pizza now. So we had to do something special. So basically, Ann and I split a pizza.
There we go.
And what we did we did half. So half of the pizza was just pepperoni for Angie, and the other half of the pizza was barbecue chicken and bacon.
Ooh.
So like the flavor was still there. It just didn't have cheese on it. It only had the sauce. And like, so I'm probably gonna do something like that, and I was trying to figure out something that will take the flavor away, so I don't notice there's no cheese on there. I'm sure it's gonna taste perfectly fine without cheese, regardless of what kind of pizza it is. But because like I never had pizza until I
think we lost him.
I do too.
Welcome on in, Mario, as well as Rabbit Dude. To answer your question, on the official MBTI exam test, whatever you want to call it, I am a perfect 30 introvert. Well, we didn't catch the tail end of what you were saying there, Kevin. You just stopped lighting up green.
basically it's just we're trying to, still take the next steps and figure out what we outgrow. Not outgrow it, but like not cave in, I guess, because even despite the fact that last 2 weeks I got some stuff, I'm still caved in with other stuff. Like last week, my mom got subs for us for dinner, and I straight up told her get me a steak and cheese, and I ate it and realized after, wait a minute, I had cheese.
Yeah.
It's just because it's an automatic instinct to ask for something.
Yeah.
So, and and then when Aunt and I went on our little weekend getaway a couple weeks ago, I cheated a lot that weekend, mainly just because I was like, all right, it's a cheat weekend, fine, I'll live. So,
taken out of context. Anyway, sorry.
But yeah, so like again, it's not like it's not a bad thing, and it's not like it's gonna put me in the hospital. Down the line, if I don't treat it right, it will. But we're trying to avoid it getting worse. So
gotcha.
I hit it to rather be late than sorry.
Yeah. No, I was just curious, like for recipes and things like that. If you'd tried anything.
It's the thing is that it's just the fact that like the only things I don't have to change the way I eat. I don't have to change like my diet. I don't have to change any of that stuff. The only thing is I gotta try to just not eat is dairy related stuff.
Now, question.
So it's like it's easy, but it's not at the same time. Because I'm like, I can just not get a sandwich with cheese on it. I can just get a burger with no cheese on it. But then I forget about like some of the obvious stuff like pizza and steak and cheese subs and stuff like that.
Yeah. Now, question.
Yes.
Can you do butter?
I'm gonna be honest, I didn't ask about that. So I'm gonna assume maybe not, since it's part of the same thing. But I don't know. I didn't actually ask about butter. Literally everything else was brought up. We mentioned yogurt. We mentioned cheese. We mentioned milk. And milk was fine because I don't drink milk itself anyway. So the only other thing that was kind of a killer too was ice cream.
Oh goodness.
But and cream and all that. So I'm gonna assume
Ben and Jerry's does dairy free. That's really good. Actually, I don't know. I don't know if you can have it though because of the peanuts.
Yeah, that would be.
Mario, we discourage doing anything illegal, even if it means parking in the wrong spot. We discourage it.
But I mean, if it is because like when I was a kid, when I used to be fully allergic to dairy, we used to do a certain milk that was not dairy. It was like soy milk, I think it was.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, since I outgrew it, that company has since made an almond milk, and now every kind of their milk that they produce is cross-contaminated with almonds. So I can't go to that brand anymore.
Wow. I thought almonds were like the one kind you weren't allergic to.
I mean, I'm not deadly allergic, but it's still enough that could probably cause issues.
Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say it causes an issue.
The deadly allergic ones will be cashews, pistachios, peanuts, and I think no, not walnuts. There was another kind of nut. Peanuts, cashews, pistachios are the big ones I remember.
Mm-hmm.
I think
hazelnut.
Maybe it was either hazelnut or pecan, one of the two.
Oh, you can't have my mom's pecan pie then.
I mean, regardless, whatever it is, I'm not gonna eat it regardless. So, regardless of how high and the reaction chart is, I gotta get retested soon. I'll probably be doing that in the next few months to figure out how my allergies have changed over time.
Mm-hmm.
It's been like 3 years since I last got tested anyway, so.
Has it really been?
I haven't had an allergy test since. I haven't had a proper allergy test since apparently 2019. I had blood work allergy test taken in 2021, I think it was.
Because I remember you getting results from your allergy test.
Yeah.
Because you were all excited because one of them wasn't 100% deadly. It was like 90% deadly.
No, that was the blood test one. And that I remember. So like they're both the same thing. They're both gonna tell you what you are, what you're not allergic to, but they do recommend the best testing to do for allergies is a skin test. Yeah, the blood work one's gonna be good, but the skin test is what they can really, because I won't go into full details, but like basically they, insert the allergen in your skin and they measure based on how much your skin reacts to it.
Yeah, my brother had one of those done a couple years ago. Or actually, no, I think it was just last year. And my mom, like, called me and she was all upset. And she's like, Ash, your brother's back was black and blue.
Yep.
I was like, you're kidding, right? And she's like, no.
It's not a great thing at all. Like, they do it on they do it, which is bizarre that they do it on your brother's back, because most of the time for adults, they actually do it in their arms.
Well, here's the thing. They were testing him for everything as far as, like, outdoor allergies and stuff.
Oh, yeah, they probably do.
That's
because
why.
when you're a kid, they recommend the back. This base, I don't really know why, but as adults, they do your arm.
Probably irritating.
It's 100% irritating because.
Well, no. I mean, so you don't irritate it.
Oh yeah, well.
Because like you can scratch your arm very easily. You can't really scratch your back. At least not to the.
Regardless of it's arm or back, you break out into hives and they're itchy as all mother loving.
Thank you for this.
You want to scratch it, but you can't, because if you scratch it and it starts bleeding, it ruins the test.
Yeah.
Because it'll bleed out the sample or whatever is in your skin.
Yep.
So it's not fun, and oh god, I hate the test. I know why they gotta do it, but every time it just gets worse.
Yeah. Luckily, he doesn't have any food allergies that we know of. Like, mine is probably more of an intolerance than a true allergy. But I just go based on, like, I have a hard stomach ache if I, eat. Like, for example, I had 2 PB&Js the other day and was, like, about ready to, like, go curl up in a ball because my stomach hurt. But I can have one and be fine.
Every person is going to handle allergies differently.
Yeah.
Because some allergies for me, like when I was younger, like when I was allergic to the dairy, if I had something dairy in it, my stomach would just get sick, or I'd be, vomiting for hours. Or whereas some people will just get like, a few weeks ago, we went to my younger sister's first communion party.
Yep.
And one of her friends that were there actually had an allergic reaction to kiwi.
Kiwi?
Because they had a fruit platter and they had a bunch of different fruits. Kiwi was one of them. So she had the kiwi, and she said like her tongue felt funny.
Yeah.
Like she wasn't going to take anaphylactic shock, but she just like her tongue just felt swollen.
Yeah.
And then they looked and it was like, yep, that's an allergic reaction. Stop eating it.
Yep.
She was fine, and didn't have to go to the hospital. They just had to wait for the inflammation to go down. They gave her like Benadryl or whatever it was.
Yeah. I have a friend up here who is allergic to all citrus.
Sometimes they can just give you a stomach bug. Sometimes you just make you straight up sick. Your throat can get irritated. There's so many different kinds of reactions. Obviously the most bad one is anaphylactic shock, where that can basically kill you.
Yeah.
But it depends on your body. Your body just depends on how allergic it is. Because if it's very low, the chance of a lower reaction. The higher it is, then more chance of you going to the hospital.
Yeah.
And it just depends. And they also say sometimes when you're allergic to something, the more that your body intakes it, the more chance of the allergen is going to be a reaction. So they sometimes say that, like, and it's not really proven, it's really just in every person's body, because every body's going to be different.
Mm-hmm.
They basically say, like, if you say you have a 75% allergic reaction to, say, the peanuts.
Okay.
If, say, you accidentally have the peanut, you might still have the reaction, but the next time you have it, it can raise it to like an 80% reaction next time, and it's go higher and higher and higher.
Gotcha.
And in a way, it's kind of like your body reacting to it to like say, okay, we don't want this. But the higher the reaction is on your results, the more deadly it can be.
Mm.
And I think that's kind of the reason why we're doing so much with the dairy right now, because they did say that the chances of it going higher to where you are at that risk is going to be slim, but it doesn't necessarily eliminate the fact that you can get severely sick from it.
But what about the, they're mostly kids, but people who outgrow their allergies?
Yeah, outgrow the allergies is just your body saying, okay, we don't need to fight this anymore.
All right.
But the other thing that's scary too is that even though you outgrow it, it doesn't mean it won't come back, and that did prove with me because of my dairy allergy.
Because like my cousin had a peanut allergy when we were growing up, but I think around the time she hit middle school or something like that, she had no problem with peanuts.
See, that is actually very rare. Like peanuts especially are one of the rarest allergies to outgrow.
I also had a friend growing up who in like the 2nd grade was allergic to peanuts, but we were in the 4th grade walking down the hall and he ate a Reese's and I started freaking out. I'm like, you're gonna die. And he's like, no, I outgrew it. I'm like, yeah, that was 2 years ago.
It is very, very, very rare to outgrow, especially the higher it is. It's just very rare.
They both must have had mild allergies, but because they both outgrew it.
Well, and I've even said this too, and I even told it to Angie. I told this. I was like, if I were to ever outgrow any of my nut allergies, and this is just me being completely honest, I probably still wouldn't eat any of it.
Yeah, you've told me that.
I'm so used to it, and the thing is that knowing how, like, despite the fact that I could eat it or not have a problem, knowing that the allergy can come back is what makes it scary. So I've always said, like, I won't be crazy cautious, but I'm not going to straight up be like, oh, I'm going to have a whole jar of peanut butter now. Like, I can't. I've gone this long in my life. I really can't see myself doing that again.
I mean, I wouldn't recommend eating an entire jar of peanut butter, but maybe a Reese's cup.
Even then, I don't know if I really would. I'm so cautious, and I was raised to be cautious with how I eat. I'm still cautious with how I eat.
I got it.
I'm so used to that.
Kevin, I got it.
Yeah.
You'd eat Chick-fil-A.
Maybe. I honestly got the whole Chick-fil-A peanut oil thing.
Well, it's Chick-fil-A, it's Zaxby's, it's all of those restaurants. Because they all cook in peanut oil.
Didn't we try... Where did we try going that was fast food down there in South Carolina that we couldn't because of peanut oil?
I was going to take you to Zaxby's, I think.
Was it that? It was either that or what's the other one? The chicken place. Not chicken place.
I was going to take you to Five Guys.
Yeah, that's a definitely no-go.
Yeah.
What's the one? Not Cookout. I know that wasn't it.
Cookout was... Yeah, Cookout was one because of the ice creams and stuff. They have peanut butter and stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
They don't actually cook with peanut oil, though, but...
Yeah.
Not to my knowledge, anyway.
I don't know. Maybe it was Zaxby's then.
Bojangles?
Possibly.
That might have been it.
Yeah,
That might have. No, I don't think Bojangles was a problem. I just don't think we ever went to it.
I thought Bojangles did the peanut oil. Maybe they don't.
It was one of those two. I know that because I know that.
There were so many places I was like, I can take it. No, I can't. I can take no. I just kept going back and forth.
It's so unfortunate too, because like a lot of restaurants are trying to stop with that because since peanut allergy is the highest food allergy in the world. You know, a lot like one of the places that we went to when Ange and I went away a couple weekends ago. The restaurant straight up there that they don't have any peanuts in the building. They refuse to get peanuts in the building. And all the desserts they make in building so there's no cross-contamination. They literally make everything from scratch.
That's cool.
So I could actually have the desserts at that restaurant.
That's cool.
They are straight up, you know, they had a couple of like they had a salad with almonds in it, but that wasn't an issue because they didn't put the nuts in the desserts.
Yeah.
They only use it for a salad. That's it. They like it's in a jar. That's in a cabinet. It's not even near the food. They're like, we're a straight up peanut-free building. I'm like, and I read a thing a few years ago that a lot of restaurants trying to do that now because of the allergies.
The problem I've seen lately is for all of these places, you know, that are trying to get away from peanuts and stuff like that, have started doing a lot more with soy.
Yeah.
Which then opens up a lot of problems for soy allergy people.
Because I forget what they said the number 2 allergy was in the world.
Dairy,
Peanuts is
I
number
think.
1. I don't even think dairy. Maybe it was it.
I went through this a couple weeks ago. It was peanuts, tree nuts. They were lumped together, I think. And then it was dairy was 1. Soy was 1.
Probably wheat and
Yeah, wheat.
Shellfish.
Yeah, shellfish was another one.
But then you also got the regular, like, then you also got the people who's allergic to just one kind of certain things, like no offense, not put a call out, but like you with your grape allergy, or whatever it is with grapes.
My mom is allergic to shrimp and shrimp alone.
Yeah. Like, there's sometimes people can just be allergic to one certain thing. Like, in the fruit family, people can be allergic to all kinds of fruits because of the citrus or the way it grows.
Yep.
Or there can be people that just be allergic to one kind. And based on like some people could be allergic to a banana, they'll be fine with apples, oranges, grapes, watermelon, blah, 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 blah. Same with vegetables, same with potatoes, all that kind of stuff. Well, I mean,
do you know what's kind of funny about my mom's allergy? Is while she is allergic to only shrimp, like she can have scallops and stuff like that and be perfectly fine. Crab. She eats a full lot of crab rangoons. But, it's funny because, you know those little baby salad shrimps?
Yes.
Versus like the big jumbo shrimp?
Yeah.
She has a higher reaction, like a worse reaction, to the little ones than she does the big ones.
Honestly, I could believe that.
It's funny to me because, like, she's very deliberate about not eating it and stuff, but, like, when I was young, we did what was called a low country boil. And low country boils are essentially just you throw everything all in the pot together and it all just cooks together. And it's corn, potatoes, usually some form of like kielbasa sausage. And sometimes, depending on where you go, it's either shrimp or crab, usually. And of course, we did it with shrimp. As long as she didn't eat the shrimp itself, she was fine. But when she went to do the dishes, her arms broke out in hives. Anywhere that water touched. And I'm like, but you were able to eat it. She's like, I know. I don't get it.
Every allergy is different. It's weird. Everyone handles it differently. It's just such a weird thing. And the fact that there's a lot of information, but the fact that there's still new information coming out to this day about stuff is crazy. Like, every day there's some kind of, like, I'll never forget the person that said that his allergic reaction was that his fingers turned red and nothing else on his body, only his fingers. Sometimes just, you know, it was like anytime I think it's a touch thing, like he can eat it perfectly fine, but if he touched it, his fingers broke out and turned completely red. Like it looked sunburnt, and he showed pictures, he's like, yeah. I touched it with and I even put it on my palm of my hand. Nothing. It was only my fingers. It's the weird. And I haven't seen that. It's the weirdest thing.
Kevin can eat these.
I was like, "What's that?"
I said Kevin can eat these. They're the chunky Chips Ahoy, the king size specifically.
That.
Because it contains wheat, milk, and soy. And we've already established that the milk inside is, for whatever reason, fine.
It's what the reason is because it's processed, mixed in with other stuff. Focus thing. Now they say that obviously not the best. Try not to overdo it. Like don't have an entire pack. Because it can still be a little bit of an issue, but it's not a major issue because it's processed with other stuff. It's mixed with other stuff. So, but like, if I'm gonna have some cookies that have it in it, just don't have, 20 of them. Maybe only have 1 or 2 or 3 at most.
Makes sense.
Which is also bad for me because I've known that eat a lot of things.
But it, like, specifically does not say anything about made in a thing with peanuts and blah, blah, blah. There's none of that.
I've had those many times. Chips Ahoy and Oreos are like the only 2 major cookie brands that are probably fine.
But it's funny to me. They must do them in a different thing. Like a different factory or whatever, because my favorite kind of Chips Ahoy is the Chips Ahoy with Reese's.
Yeah. No,
which obviously has peanut butter in it.
The reason that is because they have multiple facilities that make the stuff. So they do that for a reason. And Oreo does the same thing because Oreo has a peanut butter cookie. They do that for a reason because of the
severe allergy numbers.
Because the company is so major, they're able to do that. So, like, they're able to have multiple facilities that have, or not even just facilities, but maybe different areas in the buildings. Like, this part of the building will be where we make the regular. This is where we'll make this one, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
But yeah, a lot of those places are able to.
But you can never have a Little Debbie.
Nope, because they only have one place. Which is weird because you would think that well, I guess it also depends.
Well, I think they have multiple locations that they ship from and stuff, but they only have the one building, I think. But the one that perplexes me then would be Hershey.
A lot of Hershey's the same way, but like a lot of the places are also made on the same like machinery or conveyor belts and stuff like that. So that's another major thing. It's like if it's made in the same place, made in this, like a lot of candy are like that because I don't know. So they'll make like a chocolate roll covered this, and then in that same machine they'll put one that's like chocolate peanut butter, and then in that same machine later do vanilla frosting, all that. So it's like a lot of the stuff is made on the same machine.
Yeah.
There actually used to be a TV show when I was a kid called Unwrapped.
I vaguely recall this show.
It was hosted by, I forget who it was, but the show basically went to every factory and it showed how they make different kinds of food. They show how they make candy. They show how they make, this, how fast food restaurants make this, and so on and so forth. It was a really fun show to watch, but it also showed just how limited a lot of these places are and why, especially when it comes to candy and all that. An issue.
Mark Summers.
Mark Summers, is that what you said?
Yeah, that was his name.
You're like daggum Andy last night. So we were watching Teen Titans, right? And we get to this episode with Atlas. And within like 30 seconds of hearing his voice, he just goes, "That's Keith David." And I'm like, who's Keith David? That's just not a name that immediately pops into my head. And that joker starts playing a clip from Rick and Morty.
That sounds about right.
And I'm like, oh, he's the president. And then I start looking him up. And I see, oh, we lost Kevin. In the midst of all of it, I see yeah, I started looking through his live action because once I saw his face, I'm like, I know this guy's face. Why do I know this guy's face? And I get down to it, and I'm like, he's Mr. Guster from Psych. How did I not know that?
Yeah.
Because, like, Psych is, like, my favorite TV show. I don't know if I've, like, blatantly said that, but yes. Love that show.
You've mentioned it. You've definitely mentioned it twice at least.
Welcome back, Kevin.
Discord crashed on me. Also say hi.
Hello.
Oh, hi, Angie.
Hi, Angie.
I just got back home. So. Watching Dylan, so.
Oh, yeah. That was a mess this morning.
Yeah.
How many members has that one guy gifted today? He was at 350 last I saw.
Yeah, she's still going.
He's still going, yeah.
The one...
He's still...
No.
The same guy, yep.
The one guy?
He's like... That same guy is still... Like, I don't think he's not doing it as much as he was at the beginning, but he's still going, like, every couple hours to drop another one.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. Like, I started doing the math a little bit on it earlier. And, you know, at $5 a pop, because that's about how much a membership is now at one of the base tiers. He had 350 at the time that I stopped watching. So 350 times 5. That's $1,700. That boy dropped in one stream just in gifted subs.
When you gift the
or gifted members,
rather. Give you the option. You can gift like one sub for the $5, $10 gifts for this. So Edge and I looked, and they do have the 50 option, and the gift 50 sub option is $350.
Yeah.
And he did that 6 times.
Yeah.
So that was well over $2,000 that he did, and then he did get, and then right after he did another $100 donation.
Yeah.
Dude, it's bonkers.
And people love the support to the YouTube communities.
I got no problem with it if you can afford it. Just make sure you can afford your own tacos.
Pretty much.
And your own rent. Or your mortgage or whatever it is you have. It's like, as long as you can afford those 2 specific things, by all means, do whatever you want with your money.
Yeah. Mr. Yeehaw, United Game. Blessed to have met him twice in my life.
That's awesome. Welcome on in, David Jean? Is that how you say that? Let me know how you would like me to pronounce your name, or if you would just like me to call you Deva. Because Devas are cool. They're like angels. Close enough. Cool. But welcome on in, friend. We're just having a chat. Just enjoying time together.
I just got home and probably gonna figure out dinner with them, so.
And I'm also eating cookies.
I just popped in on my drive for like the half hour I was here.
Okay.
So, I will talk to you guys later. Gonna go figure out dinner.
All right. Have a good night.
I think we're doing a little mini barbecue tonight.
Ooh, that'll be fun.
Not I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good stream.
Bye. Oh, goodness. I don't know how much longer we'll be going. Because I still have to do dishes tonight. And I don't want to. Like, I made some kielbasa stuff the other night, and the pan is still just sitting there covered in grease. I just don't want to deal with it. I'm so bad. It's been so bad lately. I have been so lazy. Like, I said something the other day to my husband, basically like, why are we such slobs? And he's like, because we're lazy. And I was like, why is that so true?
I feel called out, but it's not a lie.
Well, like, for example, like, this under my desk has not been vacuumed in months. And I mean months. And you have to think, this is where we sit to watch movies and TV and stuff like that. And I eat a lot of popcorn. There's just pieces of popcorn everywhere. And it's like, oh, I really need to clean that. Have I yet? No. It's like, oh my goodness. It's like, I really hope when we move, we get everything put where it belongs and it stays there. And we don't have to worry about just mess everywhere all the time. But it's totally gonna happen because that's just who we are as people, and it sucks. Oh my goodness. I don't know. Like, I've actually really enjoyed being in this apartment. It's actually not bad. It's a lot bigger than, you know, what I had before. Because what I had before was just a bedroom. And then shared common space and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's just like, I want a couch. And there's no way we'd get a couch up here. So it's all those little things. No in-home laundry. Oh, our next place better have laundry. Dadgummit. Like, I'm very tempted to not buy a house if it doesn't have in-home laundry. Like, one of the houses that we looked at the other day didn't. And luckily, we brought our friend with us who was the best man at our wedding. He's actually a plumber. And so we brought him along, you know, get your expertise sort of deal. Because he's bought a house, he's worked on houses. He's done everything from plumbing to electrical and all drywall, sheetrock, all that sort of stuff. And so we brought him along. And I asked him point blank, is like, how hard would it be to actually install some laundry in here? He's like, oh, not difficult at all. I was like, oh, thank goodness. Yeah, so all the things that you don't necessarily think about being like a quote unquote necessity until you don't have it, and then you're like, oh crap. It's like, oh no, this isn't good. Oh, I did that the other day when we were looking at the one, because it's like, there's no stove, so no range, none of that. There's no washer dryer, so we'd have to install all the hookups and everything with that. We'd have to install a railing, because basically instead of having like a true attic or a true upstairs, they did kind of both. It was weird, but it would need a railing. So we'd have to like build a railing for it. We'd have to build cabinets in the kitchen because there was like 3 whole cabinets in the entire place. And it was just like, oh, all the things that we took as luxury before. But yeah. So I think what I'm going to do now is probably get up, you know, go stretch my legs for a bit, go do the dishes, maybe think on what I'm going to do for dinner, because it is already 4 o'clock. And I might record some more episodes of our brand new series that will be starting tomorrow. So that's fun. Yay. Like I said, no set schedule for that at this moment, just because I'm not sure, you know, how many episodes it's going to be, how long it's going to take me to actually get through it. Because I think in the first 5 episodes I already had 2 gym badges. So I'm not sure how long it'll actually go. Like, it'll take to get through everything. But, yeah. So I'm excited to see where that goes. And all of that. So, with all of that being said, there are only 3 of us, so we are not going to go on a raid. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. I love you all. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!
Bye bye.
Bye bye.